There comes a moment in life when you realize you're either going to keep betraying yourself to stay comfortable, or you're going to take a leap into the unknown and trust that something greater is waiting on the other side. I had that moment. I walked away from an 18-year career in public education, not because I had a perfect backup plan, but because my soul was calling me to something greater. I had a six-figure salary, stability, one of the best pensions available. By all external measures, I was successful, but inside I felt like I was dying. This wasn't just about leaving a job, it was about reclaiming my sovereignty. And if you've been feeling the pull to step away from a life that no longer resonates, if you feel restless, and if you feel trapped, I want you to understand something. This isn't just a personal struggle. You, my friend, are part of something much bigger. In this video, I want to share why I left my 9-to-5 and how the system forces people to trade their freedom for security. I also want to talk about the deeper reasons so many people are waking up right now and why you are feeling called to change. Also, I want to talk about how I help people break free, not just externally, but at the unconscious level so that they can step fully into their purpose. So let's dive in. Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jose De Castro, and I help spiritual entrepreneurs get unstuck by helping them to reconnect to their true, authentic selves. If this sounds like something that resonates with you, hit the subscribe button so that you can be updated when I put out a new video. Let's dive right in. So for most of my career, I considered myself lucky. I was doing work that I enjoyed. I was teaching music, something that I was really passionate about, and I had a stable income. I had good benefits and a pension that most people would actually dream of. And then 2020 happened. At first, the changes were subtle. We were told we had to teach online. I was suddenly responsible for over 40 students, many of whom required individualized education plans, or what's considered to be IEPs. So these aren't just paperwork. They require personalized support. They require extra accommodations and hours of additional work. And on top of that, the school board just kept piling on more responsibilities, increasing the workload with endless administrative tasks. And if that wasn't enough, we were inundated with emails. Ironically, many of these emails were actually about taking care of our mental health. They would say things like, make sure you're taking time to rest, while actually dumping more work on us. And they would say things like, self-care is important. Meanwhile, we were drowning in bureaucracy. Just trying to read all of these so-called supportive emails became another source of stress. It was gaslighting, plain and simple. And then they told us we had to go back. We weren't just being asked to return to the classroom. We were being asked to return under extreme restrictions. Teachers had to wear masks, face shields, and constantly sanitize our hands with toxic chemicals. I mean, I wasn't doing any of the sanitization stuff, but they were forcing these masks on us. And here's the part that hit me the hardest, okay? I was a music teacher, and we were told that we were not allowed to sing. Just let that sink in, okay? A music class where no one was allowed to sing. The children were treated like prisoners, forced to stay in isolation, unable to play freely with one another, stuck in an environment of fear and hyper surveillance. And every day, I felt like I was participating in something inhumane. I spoke to the principal. I pushed back against the mandates. I said, this isn't right. I knew that masking all day wasn't healthy. I knew that I was breathing in microplastics, chemicals, and carbon dioxide. I refused to suffocate myself for the illusion of safety. And then the ultimatum came. One day, in a staff meeting, we were given a deadline. We were told that if we didn't take the experimental vaccine, we would be put on unpaid leave. No discussion, no exemptions. I remember sitting there in that meeting, in that Zoom meeting, looking around at the room or the other people on their screens, watching my colleagues just silently comply, and something in me just said, this is where I draw the line. This wasn't just about health. This was about sovereignty. So I left. My wife left. And we stepped into total uncertainty. My wife was also a teacher, not just myself. This was one of the hardest moments of my life, but looking back, it was also the moment that I reclaimed my freedom. If you've ever had a moment where you had to make a difficult choice for the sake of your integrity, tap the like button. It helps get this message out to others who might be facing something similar. Let's dive right back in. So at first, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But I had just a deep conviction that if I focused on my spirituality, my connection to the divine, and followed my bliss, I would be led. And something amazing happened. All the separate interests that I had been exploring, archetypes through tarot led me to Carl Jung, Eastern philosophy of non-duality, the deep exploration of shadow work and the shadow work that I was doing on myself, all just converged miraculously. It was as if a path had been waiting for me the whole time. But I had been too caught up in the system to see it. And that's when I discovered Jungian life coach training. It was the perfect integration of everything I was passionate about: spirituality, psychology, and personal transformation. And for the first time in my life, I realized this is what I was meant to do. But not just for myself, but to serve the collective. You see, what I didn't fully realize at that time was that I wasn't just making a personal decision. I was actually responding to a greater calling. According to the law of one, we are in the time of harvest, a period of massive transformation where the earth is shifting into a higher frequency. And during this time, catalysts are increasing to awaken those who are actually ready, those who have a role to play in shaping the next era. The fear, the pressure, the breaking down of old systems, it's all part of this great process. You see, many of us incarnated specifically for this time. Dolores Cannon speaks of the new earth, a splitting of realities where those who are actually ready to step into a higher, more aligned existence actually are doing this. So if you've been feeling that call to leave behind what no longer resonates for you, and if you feel like you can't stay in a system that doesn't align with your soul, if you're drawn to spirituality, self-discovery, and the idea that there is more than just this physical world, it's because you are a part of this shift. And this is exactly why I do the work that I do now. Many business coaching only works on the conscious mind, which is habits, productivity, motivation, but that's not where the real change happens. It's not your conscious mind that actually keeps you stuck. It's your unconscious mind that's running the show. And that's why I take a deep psycho-spiritual approach, uncovering the unconscious blocks that are keeping you trapped. Now, there's something else I want to share. Throughout this time of great uncertainty, there was one thing that consistently gave me clarity, and that's astrology. Life often feels like a tangled, chaotic mess when we're in the middle of it, like looking at the back of an intricate woven tapestry. It seems random, disconnected, even senseless. But honestly, when I started deeply studying my own birth chart and astrological transits, it was like I was finally able to turn that tapestry around. And guess what I saw? I could see the beautiful, intentional cosmic order that had been guiding me all along. I saw that what felt like devastation, the loss of my career, the uncertainty, and the fear was actually a synchronistic realignment toward my true calling. And this is why I've been called to share this wisdom with others. Today, I'm excited to announce 2 new offerings designed to help you find clarity and direction in your journey. The first offering is my Soul Evolution Reading, which is a deep dive into your past life patterns and karmic purpose, helping you to understand why you're here, what challenges you're meant to overcome, and what gifts that you're meant to step into. If you've ever felt stuck in patterns that you don't fully understand, this reading will help you see the bigger picture. And the next new offering that I have for you is my Career Blueprint Reading, which is basically an astrological analysis of your ideal career path based upon your midheaven and your planetary placements. So if you're feeling lost in your career or wondering how to align your work with higher purpose, This reading offers deep insight into your soul's most fulfilling path. I created these readings for those who, like me, are navigating times of uncertainty and need to understand the larger meaning behind their experiences. So if you're feeling lost, stuck, or unsure about the next steps, these readings can actually help provide the clarity and cosmic perspective that you need to move forward with confidence. So check out the link below in the description if you're ready to book a free 15-minute discovery call with me to find out how I could actually help you along in this regard. And if this message resonates with you, let me know in the comments. What's the biggest shift that you've been feeling in your life right now? Let's start a conversation. Hey friend, if you're still here, I want to take a moment to thank you for your time. If this message resonated with you, you might enjoy this video right here, and this playlist could actually be helpful on your journey as well. And if you want more content like this, don't forget to subscribe right here. See you in the next one.